What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. 95 degrees outside, Saturday. This is my only day off, including tomorrow, so we're going full speed ahead on the truck. So far, last time I left off with you guys, I told you I had a few parts that I still had to get off of the truck, which included the driver's side oil feed line and the passenger side coolant lines, and the fittings. So on this truck, there is 1, 2, 3, 4. There's, on the motor itself, there's 4 fittings for the coolant lines, 1 on the back of the head, and then 1 on the block right there. I replaced all those, brand new ones. Got brand new oil feed lines, brand new coolant lines, everything like that. So I had to take all the old lines off and get all the new fittings on. I was able to get that done. I had to go to Ford so that I could get the turbo feed line filters, which is another fitting that goes inside the block. It's this one right here. There's a filter inside of it so that no debris goes through your turbo and it tries to prevent those from failing. All of that is done, so now we're at the point where I'm going to start putting the turbos on. So I got the passenger side turbo right here. I got a brand new Ford gasket for it, and I'm going to start getting this bolted on to the BD diesel manifolds. By the way, this Milwaukee fan is great. I'm going to shut it off so you guys can hear me. So I'm going to get the turbo bolted on. Now my dilemma is I'm trying to think, should I put the oil drain and feed line, because it's all in one line, in first and then put the turbo in? Because that line is hard. It's a hard line, and there's 3 different points that it has to line up. When the turbo's in, it is very hard to get it on. I think I'm just going to go for it and put the line in and then try and get the turbo in, and we'll go from there. Because the line, this is the drain that goes into the pan, there's the feed, and then that bolts to the turbo. The way this goes in is there's an O-ring in that fitting, and this just slides in there, and then it bolts to the block or the head, whatever you want to call it, wherever it goes. I don't really know exactly. So I think I'm going to do that first, because if this goes in crooked, you can damage that O-ring, and I just don't want any issues. I want a nice clean install, no leaks. So I'm going to put you guys on the tripod, get a little time lapse going, and we'll see if we can get cooking on this thing, because we want the truck done. So let's get after it. Alright, got the passenger side turbo on. Fat snail. All lines are on. All I got to do is put the oil feed and oil drain gasket in and tighten up the line, and then torque everything down. Got all the torque specs written down, and actually the BD diesel manifolds came with a booklet. Has all the torque specs and everything like that in here, and the installation process. So I'm gonna get this passenger side buttoned up. We'll get the driver side turbo on, and we'll go from there. After I get the turbos on, I'm probably gonna do the downpipes. So CV Fab 3-inch catless race. Once the downpipes are on, probably start working on this front end. I got a new lower radiator support bar. This one, it's tweaked, all messed up. I'm gonna take that off, clean up that rust, and spot weld that back in. And then I got a new radiator support itself, the whole plastic piece that goes on. Probably get that on. We'll get the radiator on and the condenser, and then the intercooler and the cold hot side piping with the turbo inlets. So we're making progress, but it's not as fast as I'd like it to be. 95 degrees out, it's hot. Luckily we got some cloud cover, so let's get to it. All right, so we got everything hand tight. All the lines are on the turbo. She's sitting there pretty. it's time to torque everything up. So BD diesel manifolds came with everything I need. Instructions are spot on. Tells you Ford part numbers. So we're gonna tighten these to 24 foot-pounds. Doesn't seem like a lot. That's all they need. Then the oil drain slash feed is 6 foot-pounds plus 30 degrees. And I have stripped those bolts out before, thinking to do them just by hand. It was too much. So, got the snap-on torque wrench. Let this calibrate. 24 foot-pounds. Let's get them torqued up. These are a T50. All fresh gaskets on everything, of course. I do have Mamba adjustable wastegates for this, but I want to run the truck on stock boost for now. Might change it a little bit with the tuner, but for right now, that's what it's going to be on. And we got a 3-bar map sensor. So while we're in here, we'll connect our wastegate line. I was going to save all that stuff for last, but it's right there. All right, passenger side turbo, done and complete. Minus the oil feed and drain, I gotta torque that. Totally forgot. So let me get under there, I'll torque that up, and we'll get moving on the driver's side. All right, passenger side turbo on. I got the downpipe up in there, and just hand tight. So these are the CV fabrication 3-inch catless race downpipes for the 2011 to 2014 F150. Stage 2 turbos. These are for Gen 2, the turbos, so the blow-off valve is not integrated into the turbo housing. But I got a Gen 2 aftermarket intercooler that has a blow-off valve port on it, so I'll be putting a Turbo Smart Port blow-off valve in the intercooler. I already have all those parts, but these downpipes very easy install because they're come in 3 pieces, well 4 pieces. But yep, very nice, very nice. So fitment should be very nice, tucked up like that. I do already have a 3-inch catback on this truck, so it's coming out good. Still have to get the driver's side coolant line, the original one, out. So I got all brand new ones. And these are the BD diesel exhaust manifolds, high flow. So the truck's coming along, a lot more work to go. And not many days off, so I'm doing the best I can. Trying to get this content out for you guys. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. What's up, guys? So I just wanted to give a little backstory on the truck really quick. That's gonna call it for today. Basically, it's just too hot out. It's like the peak of the day, but we got the passenger side turbo on, all new coolant, oil lines. We got the AMS turbo adapter on the back of the turbo. The BD diesel manifolds are in, and we got the downpipe at least up there and hand tight on the passenger side turbo. So for today, we're gonna call it, gonna try and get an early start tomorrow, but I just wanted to give a little backstory on this truck. So I bought this truck originally from like a Copart auction. Truck was totaled, front end was completely smashed. Got the truck for dirt cheap. I got the truck home. I was just about to start my job that I'm currently at now for almost 2 years as a diesel mechanic. And I had my interview, and I actually drove the truck. The truck ran and drove when I bought it, but the intercooler was smashed. Whole front was smashed really bad. Had a huge boost leak because the intercooler was completely cracked in half. And I actually drove the truck to that interview, and it was destroyed. I ended up getting the job, and they told me I started in 3 weeks. So in that 3-week period of time, I bought all brand new parts for the front end, and I completely rebuilt the front end of the truck. Truck was mint after that. Obviously it was still totaled out, so the title was bad. I didn't care. I planned on building the truck later on. So I got that job, and I started daily driving the truck about 100 miles a day. Truck had a few bolt-ons, and I was getting on the parkway one day, saw a Raptor, and just wanted to play with him even though I knew he would dust me. So we're playing, and I end up throwing a rod through the block of the old motor. Shit happens, you know? So I brought the truck to my shop. They were nice enough to let me work on it there, and I bought the motor that's in it right now for $6 grand with 70,000 miles on it. I put that motor in, ran the truck for a while after that, and then the stock turbos went. Can't blame them, you know? So those turbos went, they were leaking oil, yada, yada, yada. And then that's when I decided to like really, you know, do something with the truck like I originally wanted to. When I blew the truck up originally and threw the rod through the block, that was my only vehicle for work. And like I said, I drive 100 miles a day, so I needed to get it up and going as fast as possible. Now I have another vehicle, so this one I can take my time and do what I want with it. Motor's still fresh. I know the stock motor is not going to hang on for long. I got money stashed away. When the time comes, we'll go build motor. But for right now, we're doing the turbos, full bolt-ons, and I'm doing a setup that I haven't seen done a lot before. I'm not saying nobody's ever done it, but I haven't seen a 2012 Gen 1 with Gen 2 turbos, really. That being said, the Gen 1s, these 2011, 2012 EcoBoosts, once you get to 2013, it changes. The blow-off valve gets integrated into the intercooler, but these, the blow-off valve is integrated into the turbo housing, which is really limiting on your aftermarket turbo options. There's a lot more turbo options for the Gen 2s. So I went with Gen 2 turbos, but then you face the, the problem that you have to integrate the blow-off valve into the system somehow. So I got Gen 2 turbos and a Gen 2 intercooler that already has the setup for the blow-off valve. So I'm going to have to do a little playing around, especially with the tune and stuff like that, but that's fine. So yeah, that being said, with this truck, main companies that I'm working with on it are CV Fabrication. If you use my code MikesMotors5, you get 5% off their entire website. It's all Ford performance parts, Mustang, Explorer, EcoBoost, Raptor, anything like that, 5% off, fast shipping, quality parts. Turbo Smart, don't have anything going with them, but we're using a bunch of their parts. Yeah, but I mean, most of my stuff's from CV Fab. I had their stuff before I even got the turbos and stuff like that. Or I had their stuff before I blew up the first motor. I had their hot and cold side intercooler piping, great product. I got their cold air intake, great product. And I always wanted their downpipes and their intercooler, so I was able to get their downpipes. I went with a different brand for the intercooler just because it was a little bit cheaper. The quality isn't as good as CV Fab, but that's okay. Other company, SCT, I got the X4 for tuning, to upload my tunes. And then I have a UPR catch can. It's the mega catch can. It's driver and passenger side, absolute unit, big capacity, awesome quality. So UPR, CV Fab, Turbo Smart, yeah, SCT. I mean, other than that, we're making progress on the truck. I'm supposed to work 6 days a week. I've been taking off Saturdays so I could get some work done on it. So I'm just going to continue to do that, have off Saturday and Sunday. Today's Saturday, so tomorrow I'll try and get up early and try and get as much done on the truck as I can. I'm trying to get as much content as possible for you guys. It's hard, but I'll keep trying. shout out to you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing. I really appreciate it. If you liked any part of this video, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe. I really appreciate it. It helps the channel grow, and that's what it's all about. Just getting the content out there so everybody who's interested in this kind of stuff can see what other people are doing, and we can all help each other. Alright guys, I really appreciate it, and have a good day.